might affect specific countries or areas or regions in the future. So I just want to highlight them because I think they're really important for thinking about where we should be focusing our research efforts and also our kind of organisational efforts into the future. So just to say who UKCDS is to start with, so the UK Collaborative on Development Sciences is a membership organisation of 14 organisations that fund research for international development in the UK. So these are a lot of the government departments, the research councils and the Wellcome Trust, which is the second biggest charity in the world. And I'm really lucky in the job that I do, which is I get to work with all of these different organisations, try and see where to bring them together around new research, to fund new research, or to learn best practice off each other, so to fund research in the best possible way, and also then to think about how do we actually get that research into use. And I think that's one of the real challenges we've got at the moment. So this piece of work, this horizon scanning piece of work that I did is available online, so you can all go and read all the details of it. It's quite short, it's just 4 pages, really trying to succinctly bring together these challenges you know, and highlight them. So the first one was really about, last year was a really turning point in the global agenda around sustainability and science and technology and innovation for development. There was not only one major international agreement in this area, so in the top left-hand corner here, so around the Sustainable Development Goals, which was a global agenda for sustainability. In the past, this replaced the Millennium Development Goals, which were from 2005 to 2015, and this replaced them, this agenda to 2030, but they are, instead of focusing just on developing countries, these are about a common vision for where do we want to go as a planet, as a species. You know, how do we really bring together a sort of a just, environmentally just, socially just, economically just vision of the future. And it looks at loads of different topics, so from poverty to climate change to housing to life underwater to governance, lots of different topics. There was also the Paris Agreement on climate change. There was a conference on disaster risk reduction. There was also a conference, an agreement around financing for development. And the change in this is really that it is this common agenda, so it's not just about developing countries, it's about all of us. It's a shared vision, a shared commitment that we're trying to get towards. Also that it's about differentiated goals. So it's a shared agenda, but recognising that countries are all in different places and that we need to work from where we're at and also work out the different pathways to get there. And the other thing is that really science and technology and innovation are really at the heart of lots of these. There's a real recognition that there hasn't been in the past that science, innovation, technology are really key to driving these agendas, and that science needs to engage much more in these political and you know, political developmental agendas. So that was the sort of major change, major driver of research for development in the future. Another thing is that sort of out of this as well, countries are investing a lot more in science and technology and innovation, and it's becoming a, you know, many more countries are wanting to become experts and invest in science and technology and innovation. So you've got obviously the sort of more developed countries, you've got rising economies such as China and Brazil and South Africa that are really investing heavily in this, but also lots of other countries. And it's because countries see it as an opportunity to tackle their own problems, to find solutions to their own problems, but also as a kind of driver to economic growth. So countries such as Kenya and Malawi, and all the countries actually in Africa have said that they want to commit to investing 1% of their GDP into science and technology and innovation. And I think you'll also see a lot more, so you'll see collaborations between kind of the north, the developed countries, and the south, the more developing countries, but also lots more other partnerships between different countries that are facing common challenges. So where they've perhaps got similar issues around impacts of climate change on agriculture or on migration, or they're facing similar problems related to their urbanization, you're seeing lots of different partnerships occurring. And this is also an opportunity for mobilisation and for early career scientists in that. Another big issue is actually this sort of fragmentation in the development landscape. So this is, you know, partly seeing it as well in the investment in science and technology and innovation. We're also seeing a fragmentation in the types of circumstances that different countries are facing. And a really big issue that's coming up the agenda is around inequality. So if you look at countries that are rapidly developing, such as China and India, Nigeria, Brazil, they all of them face huge inequality issues, and still there are the majority of the poorest people are still living in those rapidly developing countries. So China, India, Nigeria, rapidly economically developing, I should say. But at the same time, you've got other countries who are sort of lagging behind because of conflict, fragility, the impacts of environmental degradation and climate change is causing some countries to kind of go backwards in terms of their economic development. And so you've got these kind of very different circumstances that different countries are facing. And one of the challenges is perhaps in terms of the research agendas, what's going to be the what's the dominating focus for research agendas? Do we, especially within the kind of development sector, do you focus on this poverty and conflict and fragility and try and support those poorest countries? Or do you work with some of the countries that are perhaps have the necessity and opportunity to develop new sustainable pathways, such as countries like China and India that are rapidly changing? And the other big issue is really around complexity and the challenges that we face. And I think this is where NESSE really kind of focuses its efforts, is that we face these wicked problems, so-called wicked problems. So these complex interrelated problems, solutions, problems where if we develop solutions, they may called problems that we haven't thought about. There's urgency, no central authority to decide on them, incomplete complex information, and resistance to change. And there is a big driver. So there is a big recognition amongst funders of research that this is a major issue, that these types of challenges require interdisciplinary research, they require new ways of thinking, they need collaboration, and new cultures in science. And some of those cultures are already developing, so the open science movement, so putting science and information out there available to all. But really there isn't a strong sense yet of really how to support this and how to foster this type of work. So I think that's where NESSE's got a real opportunity to show new approaches and new ways and new cultures of doing science. So one of the things to think about then is within these new agendas, what are the real research needs, and where is research really needed? What kind of topics is research really needed around? And there's loads of, I mean, there is research needed on lots of different topics. But a great report that I really like, and I think particularly relevant to this community, is the 50 Breakthrough Technologies, which was developed by the Berkeley Institute of Science and Technology. That's a really great, really interesting report about some of the kind of 50 technologies that are achievable, that could be really transformative in terms of developing new ideas. And just to say, so UK CDS, if you're interested in this kind of area, obviously NESSE has loads of resources as well, but UK CDS has a researcher hub and funding hub that provides information about all the funding opportunities from within the UK, and the UK is investing a lot more funding into this research development area, and it also has some really nice case studies of people the types of work that people have done in these different moving into kind of development research, and how some of the issues that they've tackled. So I hope that was a quick, interesting run through of some of the challenges that we're perhaps going to face and drive research development over the next 5 to 10 years. I'll hand back over to Natalie.
Thanks, Jenny. So we want to tell you a little bit about what NESSE is doing, who we are. And so here you can see the map of the little pings of where we have members all over the world. Currently we have 261 members, and we are rapidly growing. We had 4 new members join in the last week, so we can see that NESSE is really making an impact, and we're hoping that this trend will continue. So who are we? We're a group of interdisciplinary global community of scientists and engineers developing solutions for a prosperous and sustainable future. So how are we doing this? How are we connecting our members? We're doing this through our blog. So we're writing scientific profiles, and by we, I mean our members are doing it. They're finding high-level scientists that are working in the field and doing interviews with them, writing up an article and sharing it with the rest of the community, which can be a great inspiration to somebody that's working in the field. We're working on building a community, and because we are a global network, we're going to be doing that online. So we have a Facebook and a Twitter and a LinkedIn group to share what's going on, what opportunities are out there, and what maybe our members are interested in doing, or what our members are doing, and we want to promote that. We also have our NESSE local groups, and those are at a few different universities throughout the world. We're always looking for more groups to form, and we are happy to support them and give them the information that they need to get started. We are also doing training events. We have a great one coming up in December, and we're looking to do more of those in the future. This will hopefully be our platform, and we will run with that in the future. And we're also building partnerships with other organizations that are great leaders in the sciences and sustainable. Okay, so why is NESSE doing this? We're doing it because really nobody else is, right? So we're doing it because we want to have a group of people that are worldwide that can share their experiences and can really grow as a community. And we're confident that the young generation of today holds this key because we are the young researchers that are in the lab. We are the ones that are doing the work on a daily basis that can bring about change to the future of science. And so really we are targeting young researchers, and it doesn't just mean somebody that's early on in their career. It can be somebody later on in their career that has turned to sustainable science and wants to learn more about it. And so we're really targeting these people that are really passionate about sustainable sciences so that we can have a bottom-up network. So our approach is that we are bottom-up. So if each member is doing something, our board is completely membership-based, so we are all volunteers. We are all interdisciplinary. So we all work on different topics. We have our own research, but we all have one common goal, that our common goal is to tackle these global challenges and that we want to develop leaders in the field. And so our approach is that if we can find these people throughout the world, that we can grow as a community and really have a bottom-up network that can help each other support and tackle these global challenges. So our mission is that we want to build a community, right? We're looking for new members all the time. We want to enable sustainable research, so give people the tools to do that. We also want to put sustainable education into the curriculum at universities, as well as share those ideas. How can we share and communicate with each other to better support our community? Our hope is to train leaders and, of course, to promote advocacy within our own communities. So our plan for this year is to facilitate meaningful member-to-membership connections. We're doing this with our coffee trial, so it would be connecting with a random member from anywhere in the world and sitting down and having conversation about what your research is, how maybe you can overlap, what kind of challenges are you tackling, and how do they interconnect. It would also be great to have local meetings where there's a few NESSE members that just get together to talk about sustainable science. We're also looking to build a financial sustainable organization. We're doing this by filing for financial sponsorship and also small grants. And we're developing and promoting our brand. We're building a wider organization by collaborating with other organizations, and it's been a great year so far, and we plan to have a very prosperous 2017. So our NESSE team, you can see here, we are a group of 8 people that are passionate about sustainable science, and we run the day-to-day tasks of NESSE, and you're going to hear about what each of our directors do. So I will pass it over to Cristiano.
Oh, it's my turn, I guess, but I'm Daniel, not Cristiano. How can I move the slides? Okay. Okay, sorry. My name is Daniel Bleisner. I'm in charge, together with Cristiano Varano, of research at NESSE. So research and global challenges are strongly connected at NESSE. And we not only recognize the importance of the global challenges, but see them also as an opportunity to contribute to increase awareness about research challenges needed to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. And so we are focusing on the contributions that we can give as researchers. We want to engage and inspire early career scientists and professionals. We want to help them to develop their skills by dedicated webinars and courses. So you can see here in the slide previous webinars we held and an example of a course which we think is a good idea for our members. So we facilitate interdisciplinary collaborations and networking among NESSE members and young scientists. We share information about funding and collaboration opportunities. So next slide. Okay, good. So, but how is this working? So we are launching our new interactive website, which was basically built thanks to the contribution of our members. Through this new website, we will be able to set not only where our members, or to see not only where our members are located around the world, but also what fields they are working in, so that people which are active in similar geographical area and research field can see each other and can find each other. So we would like to use the Global Challenges themes to group our members in order to promote collaborations, help finding project partners, etc. So we recently created a Global Challenge volunteer group and started to gather general information, videos, articles, and so on about the NESSE's global challenges. And we will then involve more and more of our NESSE members. At the moment we are still a small team, but we hope to involve more and more people in the coming months. So the idea of the Global Challenges Volunteer Group is that everyone can contribute with documents, ideas, education, learning, conferences, outreach materials, and so on, slides, blogs, spots, and share the experience of their particular global challenge topic. We also let members actively participate in deciding NESSE's activities. For instance, we have made a doodle poll and asked NESSE members what webinars they would be mostly interested in, or which are the global challenges they would like to learn more about. And you can see here a list about the upcoming webinars. And the advantage for our members is that they can get deeper knowledge on specific topics they ask for, but they will also get the opportunity to exchange their own experiences and increase the visibility of their own research. And this will also help us to know what the other members are working on, and this may facilitate future possible collaborations and interdisciplinary team in NESSE. And last but not least, we just recently initiated the randomized coffee trials in order to strengthen the connection and the interaction between NESSE members and groups. So we believe that with a personalized communication between members, we can foster the interaction and combine our knowledge and expertise, which is necessary to work together on the sustainable development goals. Okay, that was all from my side so far.
Hello, my name is Norman Kendall Spencer. I'm actually the Director of Membership Activities for NESSE. And so really the purpose of my position and the purpose of our Membership Activities team is to ensure that all of our members across the world, whether they're living in the Americas or the Pacific Islands or all the way from Africa and into Asia and of course all throughout Europe, for all of us to be interconnected despite those geographical barriers. And so primarily, aside from just coordinating basics in terms of ensuring that members have access to all of the potential services we offer, I'm also responsible for engaging a lot of our volunteers in a variety of volunteer capacity. I mean, a lot of our members in volunteer capacities. So, interesting enough, actually, you see some pictures here. One of the ways that we actually engage a lot of members are through conferences and other symposia. Some pictures here are from the 2015 event in La Rochelle in France, and actually will be at the international symposium once again into next year. And then we also have several other pictures here from involvement with ACS over in the United States. The American Chemical Society is actually a very important partner for us, especially the Green Chemistry Institute. And so we've been at a variety of events, and a lot of times we're looking for volunteers to actually help staff some of our various tabling events at these conferences. So other people who are not members of NESSE already can learn more about us and likewise get engaged and become members so they can further help advance the society and profession of sustainable science. So you'll see here that in some of our upcoming plans we do have the Early Careers Leader Day. That's coming up. That's going to be actually the 2nd December in 2016 in London. And this is a very, very important partnership for a very important event for us, because we're partnering with both the British Council and also the Royal Society of Chemistry and CDS in order to provide that space for the sustainable scientists to actually come and really transform their leadership abilities and also become further engaged with other members. There are some other volunteer opportunities we do have in addition here at NESSE, especially on the membership activities team. Right now, we are in search for someone to help us with career advancement, managing our jobs board, and employment and help with devising and employment opportunity strategies for career advancement. Since for all early career scientists, this is the most important aspect of your career at this point in time. In addition, we're also seeking for someone to help us with coordinating events, because especially we try to get involved with as many events as we can across the globe, and it's very helpful for us to have essentially one person that's working with other board members and other NESSE members to help coordinate the logistics behind events and also tabling things and other resources. So we're currently in search of an events coordinator. And then last but not least, we're also looking for someone to help us with our webinars. We recently launched our NESSE webinars program last year, which we're very excited about. I'm perhaps even those of you who are attending the meeting today have actually previously attended one of our NESSE webinars, either in career advancement and development or in global challenges series of webinars. So we're certainly in need of somebody to help us help us with logistics and devising other topics, and also managing member relationships between the executive board and members in terms of how we want to further expand our webinar opportunities. So, and of course, not only those are some of our mainline opportunities, we do have some others that do come about, and certainly and in particular, one that the best way to find out about some of our opportunities are from our website, and we do still have our current website that's still active, and in addition, our new website that will be making its debut very soon. And then likewise, on the website, you'll find a link to actually our Kumu map, which is a very kind of innovative tool for all of us to communicate various volunteer opportunities that are available within whether it's membership activities, research, or even our communications and marketing team. So definitely, and we'll be sending you all that information via email through the NESSE Digest, which many of you have been receiving already, so you can stay engaged and stay connected and stay abreast of all the volunteer opportunities that we do have. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to our next board member.
Hi everybody, so I'm going to speak about our NESSE Groups team and opportunities. So the Sustainable Science Groups, this is a really important part of the NESSE network, and this is where members are connecting at a local level, so either at a institution, a city level, or a country level. And it's really important, I think, this kind of personal face-to-face connection and doing activities in a more local space. So we have some groups that are already affiliated to the NESSE network, and we're really keen to support new groups to emerge and develop. So these groups do lots of different things. So it can be exchanging knowledge, connecting across disciplines, building those personal contacts and connections, learning about what other people are doing in different disciplines or different sectors. It could be doing some of the other kind of things that we talked about in terms of developing educational resources at a local level, trying to get sustainable science and engineering courses into universities. It could be trying to promote greener research or greener labs at your local level as well. It could be doing public engagement and outreach activities to engage the public and share the work, share the research or science that you're doing. It could be doing skills training, so developing public communication skills or running a conference or event and getting experience through that. And of course, having lots of fun together, really, really important. So you can see some pictures here from two of our groups, one doing a series of videos and the other doing a public outreach experiment activities. And here's some more photos of them as well. Some really fantastic groups doing a lot of really exciting things. So over the next year, we really want to develop the NESSE Groups network, and two things that we want to do. One is both to support the existing groups and new groups to connect better to each other. So we want to start to set up regular meetings to share resources and ideas, different activities that have worked well for the different groups. And also potentially do a sort of make the groups feel more of a part of the network. So one of the things that could be done is perhaps an event at some point over the year that everybody, all the different groups or members in different locations are all doing together. So perhaps an event where everybody's going out and talking about sustainable science in their community, or doing a careers event at a particular time, or perhaps doing an online conference together. So the purpose would be really to start making people feel part of a stronger network. And the other thing we want to do is also to support new groups to start up in different locations. So again, as we said, these could be country level, depending on the level of members in certain locations, or these could be at institutions. And the way that we've done that in the past is to hold an online course to support people to develop their process and start to develop their group and get that running and provide that support momentum. But in order to do this, two things we really need. We actually need a new Sustainable Science Groups Director for NESSE. So this would be somebody who would be on our board and would be responsible for doing these two things. So supporting our existing groups to connect better, and also to support new groups to start up. And another thing that we'd really like to have is so regional coordinators, so people who would be responsible for helping groups to start up in their region of the world. And also the other thing is for people to start groups. So I think this is something that's a really great way of kind of getting more involved and more active, is to try and find people that want to set up a group and connect locally. And this could be from a very low-key thing, so perhaps running a monthly meetup or discussion group or journal club to discuss ideas, or it could be something that's much, much more active. So they vary a lot. Great, I'm going to pass on to Alex.
Hi everyone. I'm conscious of the fact that we haven't got much time left, so I'm just going to keep my section very brief. So I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing at NESSE. I essentially just want to tell you all about the ways that you can get involved in the communications team, and also what online profiles we have. So last year we ran a Sustainable Superhero campaign, which was great, and we're also looking to run a similar campaign going into next year. So this is a great way that you can get involved and share your work with other members and anyone that wants to see it. And we also run a blog, and so there's great ways for you to get involved there as a writer or an editor, and we're always looking for new people with new ideas for our blog posts. The main thing I do as part of my role is to coordinate our online community. So we have a Facebook page which as of about 2 p.m. this afternoon had 407 likes, which is awesome. Our Twitter account, which has over 1,000 followers, and we use our Twitter account to do our NESSE conference reporters. And this is a great way for our members to share the work that they do at conferences. If you're presenting or just attending a conference, then this is a fantastic way of letting everyone know everything about the conference. So upcoming plans for the next year, I'm intending to increase social media output and member engagement via this. So if you have anything that you want the NESSE members to know about, then you can always tweet us or send us a Facebook message or write on our Facebook wall. You can be a NESSE conference reporter, as I said. We're going to have a members wall on the new website, which is going to allow the Sustainable Superhero campaign to sort of run constantly, and it's going to be refreshing every month. And it would be great if we could have a coordinator to come on board in order to help with that. And finally, so that we can share the great work of NESSE even more, we're going to be launching some campaigns in order to get external organisations to sort of promote the work of NESSE, and also in order to increase our membership. Okay, so I think I'm going to hand back over to Jenny, and now it's time for us to hear from you.
Okay, everybody. So I hope you've seen there's loads and loads of ways to get involved with NESSE, and really now this is an opportunity. If you've got any questions for us, if you've got any ideas for what you think we should be doing, or any projects that you'd like to run that NESSE can support, that would be really fantastic to hear. And I'm hoping I can get control of this. Okay, so sorry, just some funders partnership. So there's two links here. One is a Google Doc for your projects and ideas, so that you can start to write those in. There's also a spreadsheet at the bottom, so if you just put that in, you can add your name if you want to join one of those different teams. So anybody can join the membership activities team, the Sustainable Science Groups team, the communications team, the research global challenges team, and then those directors will get in touch with you, and you know, you can discuss with them ideas that how you might want to get more involved. But right now it'd be great to hear if you've got any questions, any ideas for what you think we should be doing over the next year, any things that you'd really like to run and that you'd like us to support. We'd really like to hear from you right now. So I don't know, have we got anybody who's got a question or a comment? So if anybody doesn't know, so we trialled a mentorship program where people could sign up as either mentors and mentees and then be connected to kind of develop a relationship and develop their kind of experiences and support over time. And I think it was a really great idea. It was just about the level of kind of capacity needed to maintain that and to grow it. And that's one of the challenges of being a kind of volunteer-led organisation and you know, and supporting different activities. So I think, as Norman said, he's really keen to have some volunteers to support kind of career opportunities and skill development. And I think that their kind of mentorship fits into that. So if we can get somebody who would like to take on that program and grow it, so if there's somebody here now who wants to do that, that would be great. But also I think this coffee, like this randomized coffee, it's called like a randomized coffee trials, but basically this is a way to get people to connect and you know, each month to meet somebody new and discuss some ideas. And I think that could be a way for us to get that you know, sort of more like not quite so organized process, but hopefully like people sharing their ideas and perhaps helping them with different to support each other in their careers. And also on the new website, it will be much easier for people to connect, and we're hoping to have a section where people can say, are they willing to be mentors? So if on that, then people will be able to then find people who might be able to help them with specific questions. But I agree, Anna, it was a great activity and would be great to continue. So this is one of the things that we want to do for our kind of groups, is provide more like standardized materials that people can use. And I think this is where it's really great if we can have more of a like resource bank that people can upload the materials that they've used locally, and then people can use that to modify for their local circumstances. So that sounds like the kind of ideal example where, you know, you've created something and then we can upload it and somebody else can use it and modify it for their local circumstances. So one of the things we're trying to get at the moment is some funding so that we can kind of create a NESSE pack in a box that would help people to run an event locally, set up a group locally, so we can provide some materials, but also some marketing materials, but also kind of resource and guides and things like that to help people to kind of have the stuff to get them going. Anybody else? Any other questions or ideas? Or please do go as well. I mean, if there's things that you want to do, if you go to this sign-up sheet, you can put in your name and contact details and email and groups that you want to join. I think this is one of the things with the volunteer organisation. We can only achieve as much as there is kind of people and commitment. So yes, we need ideas and also people who want to do things.
We have one question on the comments page from Simon, which is, there was once a map on the home page, where is it gone?
There was once a map on the home page.
I assume the NESSE website.
Yeah, actually, so yeah, that was our one question from Simon. So that map of members is actually still available on the homepage. All you do, as soon as you go to www.sustainablescientists.org, you'll find it at close to the button.
But our new website that we're developing is going to be much more useful and helpful. So what we're developing is so that we'll have this map, but every member will be visible. So it's only going to be visible to members who are signed in, but when you're signed in, your profile will be visible, and you'll be able to search by, it'll be visible as a map, so you can see who's locally, who is near you, which other members are near you, but you could also search by like the global challenges or the sustainable development topics that they're working on, or you can search by the type of sector they're in. So are they in policy or education or research? So the idea is to really help you find other people that you might want to connect with, either locally or in the sort of area that you're interested in. And also, I mean, it's not going to be like a social media site. It's going to be then very much taking you to other people's social media sites like Facebook or LinkedIn, so then you can connect with them using those other sites. And it will also be much more usable, so our members will be able to manage different sections of the website. Each group will have a section of the website. Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Alex again. I just thought I'd elaborate on the blog post. So so one of my aims when I took over from Natalie Communications was that we would try and have a blog post every week, and this has been a great way of getting different interviews with different scientists and also research ideas and sort of different topics out there each week. So if anyone knows of anybody who would like to write a blog post, if you would like to write one yourself, we have templates to make it easier. There's no experience required at all in order to write one. And it's also a great way of sort of trying to write your research in a way that will cross disciplines. So I think it's quite a difficult thing to do if you sort of like work in a lab and to try and tell other people about your research. But I think the NESSE blog is a really good way of doing that, and you'll have like loads of support from us as well.
Okay, I think maybe we should end it then. But it's been, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you're excited as us about all the ideas and plans that we've got for the next year. And there are lots, and I hope you've sort of seen that there are lots and lots of ways to get involved, and we are very open to new ideas, to new people joining and to engaging with NESSE. This is definitely a kind of bottom-up network, and NESSE is really here to support people's ideas and to support activities and events and action in different parts of the world, and then work together to achieve as much as we can. If you're not, I hope you are joined up as a kind of full member online, because that means you get our monthly newsletter, but you can also see what's happening via Facebook and LinkedIn, and you can add ideas, you can add content there, and via Twitter. But also if you go to our website, you can get all of the contacts for all of the NESSE directors, and do just email us at any point, or get in touch with us via any means, and we'll always be keen to engage and hear your ideas and get you active in the NESSE network. So yeah, thank you to everybody, and we will be putting some of this online, not the bits where everybody was speaking and sharing their ideas, but we will be putting up the section about NESSE's plans for the year. So if there are other people who couldn't join that you think may be interested, do send that to them, and please spread the words about NESSE, because the more people engage, the more we can achieve. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, wherever you are.